across the road at East Bank Public Road. They're going to have to put in several pairs of pillars between East Bank Public Road and this location. And all of this property, these homes, will have to be condemned and the homeowners will have to be compensated. What it means is that morning. Trying to find out if the government is paying you guys for the property here. I know the court just issued last week. The court issued an order that the government is going to condemn all these properties. I just want to. Okay. So apparently the homeowners here don't know yet. They have not been contacted yet. But these homes are going to have to be condemned, and the government is going to have to pay them for the property. We're trying to find out from the homeowners here if their property has been affected and how much the government is offering, so that we can make an estimate of how much more it will cost beyond the $260 million, 260 million US dollars that has already been spent. And in order to calculate the true cost of the bridge, because when the government quotes the cost of constructing this bridge, they're not going to include things like the cost of property that had to be condemned and the cost of additional roads that have to be built. Let me see if we can get a little closer on this side. The cost of access roads and ramps and so on that have to be built. And when you add all those costs up, I'm arguing that this bridge is going to cost $1 billion because they have to do it on both sides of the river, right? They're going to have to condemn property on both sides of the river. And it's not clear to me how much additional costs. All right, so this is what they've completed so far. These what appear to be silos might in fact be just construction materials like cement and so on being mixed and for the construction of the bridge. This is where the pillars on the river end, but all of this property fall under the bridge. As you can see there in the distance, that's where the next pillar is. It's on the other side of the East Bank Public Road. That's where the other pillars are, and that's how tall it is. So unless you intend to suspend this span, the span of the bridge that will cross this neighborhood, you kind of have to, unless you want to suspend that span, you're going to have to build more supporting pillars in this stretch of land, which could be as many as, I don't know, 8 pairs of pillars. And to do that, you're going to have to condemn all of these homes. And what we're trying to do is to figure out how much the government is paying these people for the homes, so we can calculate how much the cost of the bridge will actually be. Because whenever they quote the price of construction of the bridge, they wouldn't include things like the cost of condemning the land under the bridge, what they had to pay these homeowners, the cost of the court cases and all that. That's included in the cost of the bridge, but they will never quote that. So the people who are arguing with me in the comments saying that the government says it will cost 260 million, somebody says it will cost 300 million. No, that kind of structure doesn't cost 300 million. Look at it all over the world where these bridges are being built. That's not a 300 million structure. It's a $1 billion structure. And unless you have accurate numbers, you're basically deceiving people about government spending, which is a recipe for corruption. All right, so you can see these concrete homes are going to have to be condemned. These homes are all in the path of the bridge. This one is going to be condemned. All of these homes are going to be condemned. And the question is, how much is the government paying to take possession of these these homes. We will follow up and eventually gather that information over time. We'll eventually find out exactly how much these homeowners are being compensated for these properties, and we will get an accurate figure. Like I said, I think it will cost about $1 billion by the time they're finished. And right now it sits at $260 billion in loans that we know of have been declared. But you can be sure there are other costs, probably in excess of that much already, being spent just in preparation. And that hasn't been accounted for. We are going to account for all of them eventually over time. And like I said, I guarantee you it's going to cost $1 billion or more. But that's what's happening, guys. This is the progress this has made since the last 2 weeks since 2 weeks ago when we've been down here. The bridge is still under construction, but we can't see any significant differences between what we saw 2 weeks ago, and what is here now. Maybe they've built the pillars taller on the river, but they're certainly not completed. I'm gonna finish this video at the point where I show you the poster. That is the this billboard of the bridge. Alright, so in front of us, that's the Ramada. That's the Ramada Hotel, Princess Hotel and Princess. It's a casino. This is the billboard that shows you the bridge. I think I showed you this in the last video. Alright, that's what the bridge is going to look like. And on both sides of the river, the government will have to condemn land, condemn property, compensate the homeowners, and build the pillars. According to this, like I said, from the last pillar to over the river, let's see if we can count them. In this video, this picture, you can see there are pillars all the way over the road, right? So you can see the East Bank Public Road, which is a stretch of winding road in the picture. Now between the road and the first tall pillar, which we've seen in this video, right, those structures with the blue on them, let me turn to it quickly so you can see what I'm talking about. So those pillars, right, those pillars are the tall ones on the river, and those are the last two. They are the ones that are at the river bank. And if you can count them, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 pairs of pillars between the riverbank and the East Bank Public Road. 11 pairs of pillars, that means 22 pillars. And those pillars have to be built in the neighborhood that we just walked through. And I'm saying that they're gonna have to condemn those houses, the homes that fall under the bridge. But in addition to that, the bridge is going to be pretty close to this hotel, so that this hotel and all of the people living in this area are going to be affected by the bridge, which means that the government is actually going to have to pay a cost, either to give these people the option to leave or be affected by the exhaust fumes. It's going to affect the quality of the air and the quality of life in the neighborhood around the bridge. That's the argument, guys. That's what I'm saying. In this video, I'm saying that the cost of the bridge includes the cost of condemnation and the environmental cost to the people living in the area under the bridge, because all of those exhaust fumes, the carbon monoxide, the heavy metals that are found in the exhaust, are going to end up in these people's living rooms, in their homes, in their offices, and people will either want to leave the neighborhood or be compensated. Morning. And if that includes this hotel, condemning this hotel, it's going to be another probably 100 million or so, 50 to 100 million US dollars. That's what's up, guys. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Share your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about the cost of the bridge and the cost of condemning the land, the property under the bridge, and how that will add to the overall cost. Morning. The overall cost of construction of this bridge. So that's it. That's what's up here in Guyana, the fastest growing country in the world. Later.